everywhere we look, whether it's, ads on our phone, listening in the car when we're driving, watching TV, seeing billboards, something's always being sold. Even people in 9-to-5 jobs, something is being sold. Let's say if you work a 9-to-5 job and you are wanting to date some woman or you want to date some man, there's a level of influence in sales that's taken place in order to get that done. So someone's always trying to convince someone else of something. So today, we're going to talk about commission in sales, how to get rich in a regular job. Because I think the thing that I often hear is, oh, I can't do commission. Well, I understand it could be hard if you don't have a map. But the truth is, when I hear I can't do commission, I can't do sales, even the 9-to-5 person is trying to sell somebody on something along the way every single day. So it's important that you understand what influence in sales actually looks like. Why I love commission jobs, why I love a commission business is because if I really have a team where I could stand on the shoulders of others that have been there, done that, collapse time, where I could be able to kind of have my life of financial freedom, which is do what I want, when I want, how I want, with who I want. What I really want to be able to do is learn from people that have been there, done that, model plus 10%, meaning do what they do, and then just add a little bit more, maybe an hour extra day more than they do for like a year or 2 years, and you'll be amazing how exponentiality works in your favor in that situation. So when you do get a sales job, and it is just based on commission, you have a salary plus commission, which means your paying on the commission will be a little bit lower, but the salary gives you that safety feeling. And I'm not judging if you need the safety feeling. I get it. Because you could be somebody that's always had a salary job and now you're going for economic redemption and you're in the sales game and you have bills that you have to pay. I understand. But remember, that salary, if you're not right within, Lauryn Hill style, if you're not right within, could be something that holds you back from exponential growth, because there is a gift of desperation. Some people call it God, gift of desperation, where you burn that boat. When you burn the boat, you have no choice to either die or take over the island. It's one or the other. So commission is the money you get paid basically from selling something, either if it's your own business or if you work for another business and making somebody else money in return. You get a piece of that money, right? So if somebody is an RIA or somebody owns an RIA and they're fiduciary, well, there's a fee, right? If somebody sells life insurance, there's a commission. If somebody sells a car, there's a commission. All of these different, you buy a printer for your office, there's a commission. Sorry, a lot of people say, Rob, I'm not a salesperson. I don't know how to sell. Well, you do. You just haven't been able to do it and understand in the business sense. And that's why, one of the greatest gifts that happened to me, I had learned a long time ago how to make 400 dials a day on the phone. And on these 400 dials, I would talk to 80 people, of which 80 people would get me to the first minute, 30 would get me to the fifth minute, and 3 would say yes. And that was the math on doing telephone sales, provided I made those 800 dials. What I learned by doing that is exponentiality, because every month I got better than the month before. So now I started to anticipate the word no. That was one sales business that I was in at one point in time. When I met Sean Callaghy, he's a business partner of mine. He's one of the best lawyers in the country. As a matter of fact, in 2014, 2016, he was part of 2 top 100 jury verdicts for 2 separate clients that were underdogs, and they got $27 and $33 million respectively. He was also quietly, no one knew at that time, a peak performance mindset coach. And he created a company called Unblinded, has a lightning bolt, under the first version of it, which was the Callaghy results formula. And it's a map on how to go from hello to yes with integrity and language. In other words, you could be an introvert and not know how to talk to people, but could be really smart with numbers and understand the mechanics and the minutiae. Sean provided a language to remove your introvert-itis, just made that word up, introvert-itis. Remove it by sticking to this rapport build of 5 questions. Now, when you watch Tony Robbins and he talks about creating lasting change in people, he talks about you got to build rapport. Yes, in sales or in anything in life, if you build rapport and the person knows that you care, you can then have leverage and create change. But the question is, how do you build rapport? Once again, I'm answering the person that says I'm not a salesperson. Sean Callaghy, and I learned it from him, so he's source, came up with 5 questions. And these 5 questions, there's 90 hours of training on it, but these 5 questions from hello to yes is the jumping off. You got to learn these 5 questions, very simple, and within these 5 questions, you will automatically build rapport provided your heart is right. Remember, Lauryn Hill, You have to be right within if you want to win. So here it is. Where you're from, where are you now, where are you going? That's 3. What is your strengths and what is your challenges? Each question provides a roadmap to understanding who this person is that you're talking to. Danny just dropped something again. He does it every time I'm on camera. For the last 2 years, there's a destructive, energetic force that comes my way. Danny, for some reason, and I love him, my camera dude, always drops something to divert my attention, and then he says it wasn't him, it was somebody else. This happens every Tuesday. I just want everybody to know that. So with that, and we will not edit this, I'll make sure that it's on here because it's real important. So what's important to know, though, is when we understand these 5 questions, where you've been, or no, where you're from, where you're now, where you're going, what are your strengths, and what are your challenges. Once you get to what are your challenges, you're invoking a painful part of the person's psychology. And then 45, 30, maybe an hour into the conversation, after they tell you their pain point or challenges, you then simply say, do I have the permission to tell you what I do? And that right there, whoever can't sell or thinks they can't sell, that roadmap that I just provided. And by the way, if you have more questions, feel free to privately reach out, or definitely click the link below, or send the message, or at least, write in the comment section you'd like to learn more. I'll make sure that I hook you up with Sean and his team because they're experts at this. They're unbelievable. And to be able to go from hello to yes predictably with integrity like we did is one of the greatest gifts that's ever been given to Epic, where we've gone from 8 to 3,000 appointments a month. Now, the ability to sell, close, and persuade is invaluable, but here's the point. First of all, sales is not a dirty word, but we don't close. Sean always says, what if somebody closes your mother on a deal? How's that going to make you feel? So we don't want to close. We want to create formation agreements. We want to get to a place where through this proper strategy of integrity-based human influence, we know that when we get to the part where it's, yes, let's go, hit the button, we're ready, the person, it's not about them feeling like they're being closed, that they're part of an overall system and they're excited to move forward with whatever your product or service is. And oh, by the way, you feel fulfilled because you did it the right way with integrity, didn't oversell, and actually came in at the right place and put it together in the right way. Now, as you become better at sales, you could also begin to run a sales team. And then as you get better at running a sales team, well, guess what? Maybe you could open up your own company. If you're already phenomenal in sales and you already have a good company, there's so many other companies out there who have subpar sales teams where you may come in, consult for equity, and be able to share your strategies with folks, maybe sharing a profit, get a piece of the company. These are innovative ways to really be able to take that next step forward, to be able to put yourself in a position to prosper. And check it out. If you're currently in a salary job where maybe at night you want to learn how to do a commission job or vice versa, whatever the case may be, if you really kind of shift your thinking from something that maybe is creating suboptimal results and replacing that time for something that could create optimal results, check this out. You want to be able to understand that map that I just talked about, how to go from hello to yes with integrity, how to look at sales, not as a dirty word, but a beautiful word, because whether it's the government trying to sell you on who to vote for, whether it's your boss trying to sell you on a vacation package based on your production, which then in turn you're trying to sell, these are all external forces. If you understand Lauryn Hill, third time, you're going to win if you're right within, or you can't win if you're not right within. Realize that if there's a product or service that you believe in, that you think is the greatest thing in the world that can make this person's life that much better, have that energy, have that love, but also have that map that Sean Callaghy talks about, the Callaghy results formula, which is now seen and unblinded. It's his words, it's his formula, it's his magic, it's what he created. I think that you will put yourself in a position to really succeed. If you want to learn more, go ahead, click that link below. One of the team members here at Epic will sit down and talk to you about their experience on how they've gone from, let's say, 8 themselves to 50, 60 appointments a month, where overall we've gone to 3,000. And we're just here to share the good words. If you look at Unblinded, there's really it's a tripartite division of self-mastery, process mastery, and influence mastery. All I spoke about today was the influence mastery, and it was the first part of it, which was the rapport build. Remember, Tony Robbins says, if you build rapport, you could create leverage because the person knows you care. If you could create leverage, you could then disrupt their suboptimal pattern. If you could disrupt their suboptimal pattern, you could then create an empowering alternative that'll work better, and that's how you can make everlasting change for somebody. The magic part of that whole thing is Sean's 5 questions of rapport. Thanks for checking us out. We continue to strive, stay alive, and bring to you all the things that have made us successful. And we love to hear from you. And once again, if you have any questions about what we're doing or suggestions about videos, or if you want a job because we have too many leads, definitely reach out to me. We'd love to hear from you, and have a great day.